Today's video podcast
is about the first sin and how it's like all the sins since then.
and today's.
That's right.
So beware of the devil.
That's right. And his craftiness.
Music, please. Back to Thankful for Us video podcast.
We took a break. We took a week off.
We took a week off.
Sorry.
Lazy people.
I know. What happened to us last week?
We worked. Got a new online
job. We can't do the working and this at the same time.
The fun. You got to work hard and play hard, though. All right, so today's Bible verse is...
Okay. So I am reading from Genesis today.
Ooh, Genesis, the beginning of time.
The beginning.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. But I'm reading from Genesis 3, and I'm going to do 1 through... I'm going to do 1 through 6.
1 through 6.
Yeah. Genesis 3, 1 through 6.
Okay, and?
Okay. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die." "You will not certainly die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it.
Uh-oh. I bet they got in trouble for that one.
Do you think?
I think so.
I think we've all been suffering from that one.
The lady did something wrong.
Well, the man did too.
Mm-hmm. And I hear after that, God punished women to have childbirth, have pain in childbirth. Is that correct?
Pain in childbirth, yes. Women are cursed to have pain in childbirth because of that, yes.
Hey, you can't eat the forbidden fruit.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting that I think it's a lot like today. And I think I brought it up because that was the first sin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Big one.
And yet it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we like it, we think, well, but it looks pleasing to the eye.
Yep.
It might bring me more wisdom.
I want it.
Yeah, I want it.
I want it now.
That's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about.
If you got it, I want it.
I want it.
You got it.
So it's all about we want to make.
Yep.
A lot of people now today. A lot of our social circles are all about just do whatever makes you happy.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Forget about everybody else.
You do you.
Mm-hmm. Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not really what God wants for us.
No, he had one little thing. Don't do that.
Right.
And
They were in paradise.
Yeah.
They only had to not touch that tree.
Just that one tree.
Right. And we think it sounds so simple and that
right.
I would have never done that.
That's
but
right.
That's not true. Because we face these things each day, right?
Yep. But they did help though, right?
They had to help.
From the serpent.
Right. Well,
right.
Don't we too? You think the
of
devil
course.
is not running loose?
All the time. Yep.
Right.
Because you're not supposed to do that. And what do? We do that.
Right.
Because somebody said you're going to be just like God.
Right.
Right? You'll get all the wisdoms.
Right. And that's a lot of it too, isn't it? That we want to be our own God.
Right.
We want to take control.
Right.
We want to have control of things. We want to be in control of our own lives and be in control of your own destiny. I hear that sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know?
Take control.
Right.
right? They want to be the boss,
Right.
even though he gave them everything they wanted,
Right.
everything that was needed.
Right.
You know, I was just thinking about that the other day, and like I was looking at our dogs and everything, and how do we have all that knowledge of to do things and want things, and the animals don't? Do we have a bigger brain than the dogs?
Well, we were given dominion over the animals. Yes, I know
okay.
that we are an animal. You
Right.
know, scientifically, we are also a mammal. Is it a mammal that
mammals,
we are?
yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
But God did give us dominion
Right.
over the animals.
and the dogs think about, you know, how to survive. That's one
Right.
thing. They know love. They know hate,
do.
anger. They know fear.
They do.
You know, everything you need to feel something. But, you know, you don't see them going out building a house or anything like that. But they do make areas where they lay down and stuff. So they
Right.
kind of make shelter for themselves.
They do, and they do.
Yeah.
They do kind of like a pregnant pregnant dog or cat will
Mhm.
make like an area to have her
Right.
babies
Yeah. And protect them.
and protect them.
Right,
Mhm.
but they don't look at the dog next door and says, "Wow, he's got a better house than me.
Right.
I want one of those."
Right. They don't.
They don't have jealousy. I
They
think.
don't. You're right. Well, they do have jealousy though, because when you're
that's true,
petting
too.
one, the other one comes over
Uh-huh.
and puts their head right
Yeah,
in
that's
there,
right.
and because they
Do
don't like.
me.
Yeah, it's my turn now.
That's true.
You did
So
him
they
and
do
I-
have jealousy.
So they do
then.
have jealousy that way, but they
Uh-huh.
don't have jealousy like
Let's
like-
get something.
he's got a better house than I do.
Right. So
I don't know.
they just I don't know. We'll have to-
It's their they work a lot in their instincts, where I think we've gone way past that.
right. We've gone further because Eve ate that apple. Or they didn't say it was an apple. It was some sort of fruit, right?
Some kind of fruit.
Yeah.
We have since said it's an apple, but we don't really know that it's
Right,
an apple.
right,
It was a
right.
fruit.
I bet God got rid of that fruit tree.
Maybe.
And we don't even know what kind of fruit it was. But
It's possible.
yeah, so whenever you're thinking, just be happy what you got. I mean, not saying don't go for it. Don't
Right.
don't. I don't. What am I trying to say?
Well, yeah, you can still pursue your dreams.
Right,
You can still try to do what's good for you
Better,
in your
get
life
better in
and get
life.
better in life. Yes, but it's God doesn't want us to be all about me.
Right.
Just do whatever makes you happy,
That's right.
because that isn't our purpose
No.
here on earth, to just do whatever makes
Right.
us happy.
And I think the more you do for people, the more happy you get.
I
Don't
think
you feel
that's
good
true.
when you do something for somebody?
Absolutely.
I just get that chill in my head.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
In fact,
Yeah.
I just heard somebody recently say that if you are living for the Lord, you better expect that the devil's going to be after you, which I
Ooh.
think is true.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
If you're doing the Lord's work, you better expect that. I mean, because why would the devil go after a soul that he's already got?
That's true. Yeah.
He's going after yours.
Oh.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
why. That's, I think, part of the reason that God tells us to rejoice when we are being persecuted.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't get it, right?
Well, if you're being persecuted, I think that means then that you are probably doing the right thing.
Then you're, yeah. So that
if
means
the
you're
world is turning against you,
right,
you're not being worldly.
right. So
you know.
you're like in the top 10 list of the devil,
Well,
right?
maybe you want to be in that top 10 list, right?
Yeah.
It isn't like you like it, though. That doesn't mean that it's a good place to be.
Right.
I mean, it is a good place to be.
It means
it
to
doesn't
watch
mean
out.
that it's fun
Right.
there.
And beware,
Right.
because evil is there. Yeah,
Right.
got it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And you have to be very, very conscientious of that, I think. I think when you get close to God, you have to remember that to have God take care of you, to let God take
I like
over,
that.
because it can be dangerous.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's why I always say we got to pray for our pastors, pray for
Yes, Prince.
oh, he just breathed into it.
That little puppy. You hear some background noise. It's this guy here.
Or the others that are getting jealous.
Let me see. He opened the door. Oh, he closed it so the other ones can't come in. Talk about being jealous, huh?
Right. Right. I'm sure the other ones are jealous now, too.
Say hi to the fans.
I also think, though, that, sometimes the devil gets us. I'm thinking about this because there's something happening right now politically. And I think we are being, a lot of times we're being distracted.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
From things that are maybe really happening by other things.
Right.
And I just think about that and I think, wow, that's just like the devil does.
That's right.
Yeah. And we, not we personally, but people sometimes do that too, to take the spotlight off of themselves. They'll put it on someone else.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I know that that's happening.
They do that
today.
Like on the news and in the newspapers and stuff.
Right. If there's a big story about, I'm not trying to pick sides, but if there's a big story on one side, they'll try to make the spotlight be on the other side, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're young and, you did something wrong and then you go, but Johnny dug the hole or something.
Did something else. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. That's kind of what we do as people, and that's evil too.
Right. That is evil. Yeah.
Right. When we try to take the spotlight.
We like the spotlights on it, but when that spotlight gets a little hot.
Yeah. It gets a little too close.
Let's put it on somebody else.
Right.
Now. Yeah.
Right.
And forget about me.
Right.
And this way I can do my dirty deeds.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because, we don't want our privacy, but we want our privacy. Right.
Right. We want it when we want it.
Right. That's, I get such a kick out of people who say that they get stalked on social media. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. It's not stalking if they're seeing you do something on social media.
Right.
If people are watching us right now, we're not being stalked.
Right. Exactly. Right.
If they come to our house and they look in our windows and try to see what we're doing, then we're being stalked.
That's stalking.
If you're putting it out there on the interwebs where everybody can see it, you're not being stalked.
If I hang it on the flagpole and everybody could see it.
Then it's not stalking.
Right. But I only put it out there for certain people to see it.
Oh, well, too bad.
That's too bad.
If it's blowing in the wind, people can see it.
That's right. You got that one right. Yeah.
I get such a kick out of that.
That's good.
It's not the same as stalking.
So,
you can't blame somebody for stalking if you put it out there. We have a YouTube channel. We know that anybody can see it.
Right.
Do you ever worry about that?
No, I want people to see it. Even
more
than the 4 people that watch it.
What about enemies?
Ooh.
What about exes?
Ooh. I don't know. Never thought of that.
I just thought of it today, actually. Kind of gave me a little scare.
Maybe we want them to see it to see how well we're doing.
I don't know.
No?
I think they'll just see how old we look.
That's true, too.
Although I think I am thinner.
And then you can't get that thought out of your head. Like, just remember the way they were. Like, look at the wrinkles on him. Holy cow.
Is that what she's thinking?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Well, he's very awesome.
Thank you.
You know.
And I'm lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you, honey. I just think that's funny. I just thought of that today, actually. I'm like, wow, we put all that out there. I sometimes don't think about everybody that can see it. Not that I think they're stalking. I just don't ever think. Of course, I thought of that sometimes when people have said, oh, I see you online. I'm like, you do?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't even think of it.
Got to say hi.
Yeah, right. Yeah, leave us a message.
Let us
we
know
love that.
Who's watching. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, or email us.
They have people say, I don't know how to work that.
I'll figure it out.
It's on the bottom.
You know what? There's other YouTube videos that teach you how to do that.
Yep. They say,
look it up.
Google it or YouTube it.
YouTube it.
Right.
Mark YouTube's everything he does around here.
Oh, yeah.
He's fixed pipes, cars,
See
brakes.
How everybody else does it.
Right.
But you got to watch the whole thing.
He wanted to do my surgeries that way, but I didn't let him.
Nah, I didn't have the right tools. Got to have the right tools.
I think he would have if I would have let him. He always says, "You want me to cut your hair for you?" I said, "No." He won't even cut his own hair.
Nah. Yes, I did. I cut the tail off.
I know you did. Like this. That's how he did it.
I don't have to do the top because there's nothing there. See what happens if you cut it yourself.
That was me when I was mad at you. I put some Nair up there.
Oh, yeah? They still have that?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't use it.
So
As
Eve,
you can tell.
So Eve ate the apple, huh?
Eve ate the apple and gave it to her husband, and he took it.
Yep.
Yep. And they took it because it was pleasing to them.
And then they found they were naked.
And then they realized that was the next verse, actually.
Really?
That all of a sudden they had the knowledge that they were naked.
Right. And he went, wow. And she went, oh. And then they ran into the woods.
That's what it says in the Bible. That's what it says.
And grabbed the fig leaves, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And sewed some fig leaves together. Yes, that's what the next verse is about. And then God came looking for them, and what did they do? That's what we talked about on the last podcast.
Yeah,
What
they
did
hid.
They hid.
They hid in shame.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's what we do, right?
Yeah. You hide in
that's-
shame.
And that's what we do sometimes when we try to take the spotlight off of ourselves, is we're trying to hide. And instead of hiding, we're just trying to switch the spotlight over to somebody else.
Right. It wasn't me.
No.
I didn't do it,
Look at what they're doing. Look what they're
Wasn't
doing.
me.
Look what he's doing. Look at him picking his nose. I didn't fart.
Ooh, my ears are ringing.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
That
he's
sometimes
talking
means
about
something's bad for Mark when his ears are ringing. I think it really just means he's going deaf.
Me. Yeah, actually, I looked it up, and
Did
it
you
says
see it's
your-
on this side?
You know what it says? If you Google it, your brain is shrinking.
It does not.
It does.
Really?
I Googled it. Yep. Said if the ringing in your ears is your brain shrinking. So,
I don't think I read that.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to look
I'll have
that
to
up
look that
again.
up. Check it out.
I'm going to look that up before the next
Yeah.
one.
And if you never heard that before, you heard it here first.
From the shrinking brain himself.
Yeah, that's why I can't remember a lot of stuff. I always blamed it on the bad memory I bought from Gateway.
Yeah, you
and,
do get the cheapest of
and I
everything.
got the All right.
Just yesterday, I bought a tool.
Uh-huh.
He goes, I got it for $6. I said, why do you always buy the cheapest ones? They always break.
Because I only need to use it once. I'm probably going to lose it anyway.
Well, how far can you lose it? I mean, we only live on one place.
Yeah, we got 4 acres over here. There's a lot of spots.
You're always going to find it again.
Yeah, when I don't need it.
Yeah, well, then you put it in a spot that it belongs.
I know, but we don't. Because you know
Everything in a place for everything.
Because we took that apple. Or that
That's
fruit.
why?
That's why.
That's why we don't do
Yep.
it. That's why we don't keep things organized.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, because we do everything bad. We listen to
Oh, really?
We listen
But
to the
somehow
serpent.
your guitars always end up back on this wall.
I know. Is that cool? I did take one off.
Because
though.
they have a place.
Right.
A place for everything and everything in
I
its
put
place.
them up so I can play them. I don't have to go looking for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, well, I'll start putting things on the wall then.
Cool. Yeah, you did. I saw your apron hung up.
I did.
Yeah,
I
the
hung up
kitchen
an apron on a hook.
I was like, let's see if she uses it now.
I've used it.
Yeah, okay. I haven't seen it. Okay.
Well, that's because you haven't looked then, because I've used it. When
Oh,
I
yeah.
made Andy's birthday cake, I used it.
Cool. I'll take a picture of that.
You do that.
Okay. So, what are we trying to say in this podcast?
Be careful.
Right.
If you are drawing closer to God, the devil's after you.
And not only when
But that doesn't mean to not draw closer to God.
right
Draw closer to God.
when you're down and out, it means even when you're doing well and you're on the spotlight, be careful of the devil.
True.
Right?
True.
Because he is there.
And be careful of distractions.
Mm-hmm.
Find out what the truth is. Because
Aye.
there's a lot of non-truth going on.
Not as pretty as it seems.
Right. Or ugly.
Huh?
I mean, they're making some things out to be pretty ugly that,
Mhm.
isn't always the truth because they want the spotlight on someone else.
That is right.
So remember that the devil is after you.
Right, exactly.
But still draw closer to God because you know what? The devil can't take on God.
That's true. He keeps trying, but
He'll try, and it might feel hard for you,
Mhm.
but just remember God's got it under control.
Amen. Amen, brothers and sisters.
Amen.
All right. Well, that was a great one. Adam and Eve, the first story, right?
The first sin.
The first human story, I guess,
yeah,
on the Bible.
First people
On how
on earth.
we screwed up.
Yep,
Right?
the first sin that led to all the other
They
sins.
they don't talk about all the good things they do, just that one bad thing. And it's history.
Well, it's kind of like us, I guess. You know,
That's true.
remembered the bad things.
Right? They forget all the good things you do, but you do one bad thing, forget about it.
I don't know. I guess that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Well, I know Adam named all the animals.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill and Bert and
Right.
Tommy and
Yes. Prince.
But they changed the names to protect the innocents. So they started naming them dogs, cats, and cows, and right?
Yeah. Yep. That's
all
what
the
I
bad
meant.
things they did. They used to be able to talk to the animals too, right? Didn't they communicate with the animals?
I don't know.
Let's say that in the
in the
Bible
old
somewhere.
in the Old Testament, there is a talking donkey, I think, or something.
Ah, yeah.
But
Yeah, they have one on Shrek too. He's
right, it's the same
just
thing.
same guy, right?
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. What's his name? The guy on Shrek. Yes, you do. The black guy.
I know whose voice it was.
Whose voice was it?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. That's
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying. Yeah. Oh, it was Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. And now he's back. He's reincarnated into a comedian.
Into comedian.
Yeah.
We don't believe in reincarnation either, so don't.
only
believe.
kidding there.
He's just being silly.
Right.
Do we?
No. No, we go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're only on this planet for a short time because there's
That's
so
right.
many other planets out there to
Oh, then we go to
check it
another
out.
planet?
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I hope so.
You think you really?
Yeah.
You think we go to another planet?
Well, another spot in the universe and stuff like heaven and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
You
we
know,
gotta have
is
it.
heaven just space? We don't know.
I don't know.
Could be
I don't know
another
where
planet
heaven
out
is.
there.
I don't know where heaven is.
Mm.
But I know that Jesus rose up in the ascension,
Yeah.
meaning he ascended.
Right, into
so it's,
heaven.
sorry, might be up somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, you look into the heavens, which is up.
Yeah.
So you think of it as up.
It's up
Certainly,
there
right?
somewhere. Yeah.
Right?
And he's watching us somewhere.
He's watching us.
We always look up. You're right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you always look up to somebody,
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's
You look up to me, but I'm shorter than you.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
All right. So
Okay.
that was a good one. Adam
Yeah.
and Eve.
Adam and
The
Eve.
story of Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think about Adam and Eve and how it relates to today's life in your life.
Yeah. Let
Yeah.
us know what you think.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, honey.
You're welcome. Thank
All
you.
right.
I love you.
Stay tuned for our next podcast.
Podcast.
Mwah. Bye.